Other advantages of UEFI. By the way, on the left here you see a UEFI firmware chip that's located on the motherboard. You're going to see, and I'm going to point out to you, a lot of technology trends. So I haven't seen all these trends features. You will notice that this UEFI chip is mounted in such a way that you could replace the entire chip. That's not something you can do with old school BIOS with the CMOS chips, because the CMOS chips are soldered directly onto the surface of the motherboard. As I said, UEFI setup supports boot disks that are over 2 terabytes in size. Now, back in the early 18, the idea of hard disk even reaching 2 terabytes was incredible. So you can see why BIOS has gradually become a dinosaur. Another thing with UEFI that's neat from an advantage standpoint or extensibility standpoint is that you can add additional read-only memory code in there, called option rooms. For instance, your network card may have a logic on it that allow you to boot the computer directly onto the network. So you could not even theoretically need a hard disk on your computer to get on the network. That would require a setup. A UEFI setup that allows those options rooms to take control of the boot process. As I said, instead of the old 16-bit environment that historically BIOS used, UEFI is 64-bit only. We also, as I said, have that compatibility with old school BIOS. So if you are using an operating system that doesn't recognize UEFI, you can still work with it. That's really a key point I want you to remember. It's not an either-or situation. You can actually take advantage of all of the UEFI advantages on the top of the legacy compatibility with old school BIOS. It reminds me of what happened with the Xbox One console. Now they are rolling out gradually an Xbox 360 backward compatibility mode where you can play old games on a new console. Personally, I'm liking that a lot. So another thing with UEFI is that instead of having just a very tiny little CMOS chip that doesn't store a lot of data, if you can get a megabyte of data on that little CMOS chip, so you're doing well. Now with UEFI you can actually spread its firmware data out into the file system, into a hidden partition in Windows. You might have seen the hidden system partition and wondered what the heck is that. Well, that's where a lot of your UEFI settings are stored, and allows you to get those really nice graphical user interfaces when you start a computer in its setup mode. See you in the next chapter.